get it right now.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Undead Zone, and we've got lots to talk about today. I'm here with McLeod. McLeod, how you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm good. Yeah.
It's good to hear, good to hear. Hey, so we had the big server wipe last night, right? And a whole new version kicked out for us.
Very much so. And it looks to be a bit of a corker. Well, you know, as corkers can be.
Corker? Corker? What's a corker?
Bit of a colloquialism. Good. Good one.
Something. Oh yeah, colloquialism. Well, I'm sitting here because it's starting to get damn cold in this area, which means I bring out the Baileys, little holiday season. You know, and and as always, I got my Christmas tree. You know, with my Christmas tree that plays the Imperial March and the Star Wars theme. I love it.
Your ridiculous Christmas tree, which had to be, I might add, had to be reinforced in order to actually have that thing up there.
Well, yeah, it does. It does. You wanna see it on a stream? Should I move the camera?
I genuinely do. Genuinely do.
All right. Well, I'll lift the camera here, so pardon that. I gotta. There. It is. And if I push this button,
it gets
it does
really
that.
loud.
There we go. Little light show. Need a better camera zoom on it, probably. A little closer. But hey, that's the office Christmas tree. And that'll end eventually. Alright. Bring it back. Just the camera a little here. Alright, so eventually that'll be done. There we go. Alright, so that's our non-H1Z1 thing for the day. So
That's amazing.
That is. So we may have Space come in a little later. Did I hear you right?
I do hope so. Yeah, like he said that he may potentially be able to make it.
Cool.
We'll see what we see.
That'll be fantastic if he makes it. So I see we have Iconaz Cheese Toast is out there. How you doing, Cheese Toast? The force field's down. That's right.
Commence attack run.
By the way, that thing is hard to get now because apparently you get them at Hallmark cards, right? If there's a Hallmark near you, and I think they only got like 2 or 3 a store, maybe 4, and they're all sold out mostly. So you can go to eBay and pay more than $100 for it. No, it's funny
if you're so inclined to do so.
So I got mine yesterday. So was brought over to the house yesterday. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I like things with LED lights in them and music. So as we decorate that tree, because it's the office tree, it's the sci-fi tree. To be fair,
you know what it kind of reminds me of?
What?
You could get these like really large not scale models. Like, I mean, it's a scale model of a scale model, but like, sort of like really sizable, kind of really detailed models of like the desks, like the Star Destroyers and stuff like that, with all the like interior kind of lightings and stuff like that. I mean, this is going off a tangent into Eve, unfortunately, but like,
it's okay.
I'm still waiting for the opportunity of being able to get that Nyx that levitates.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. So I see Caleb's out there. What is a Crimbob tree?
Crimbob
tree. What is that?
It's Crimbo.
Crimbo? What's Crimbo?
Crimbo is like a slang way of saying Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Christmas. So it's just saying it's a Crimbo tree, a Christmas tree.
Ah, okay. So that's something that maybe is lost on us Americans.
Yes. There's Many things are lost on you, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the way we are.
You are still a young country. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
this is damn rebels, huh?
just this rebel scum.
Yeah. So, and Caleb, who are you asking? Who? Question mark. Who? What? Who? What? Oh yeah, slang for the shortened Xmas. Good one. I like that. Oh, shots fired. Yeah, because he does have a little bit of a delay in what he's hearing and everything, right? So so I don't know what happened after I left today. I had to go to the dentist to get all my, teeth cleaned. No cavities.
Nice.
How I roll.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, today's been fairly, I haven't really slept, so it's kind of felt like one long day.
Yeah, how much sleep have you had in the last 24 hours?
In the last 24 hours, I haven't had. Well, if I wind the clock back to 8 o'clock in the evening yesterday, I have not had any. So
What'd you go get? Like the caffeine IV in between when I left and you came back to the show?
Yep.
Wow. Well, damn, McLeod.
That was a 4-shot latte at one point.
Oh shit! I did have to go to sleep last night because my wife frowns upon me staying up all weekend playing video games and not paying any attention to her. She doesn't like that. And we have a dinner we have to go to tonight. And after that, then I got a work thing, change requests that I've got to supervise for work. So I don't know how much I'll play after the well, I'll play some after the show, but this evening I don't know. But it looks like we got a hell of a start. So,
yeah.
Oh, hey, we got a new. We're hosted. Zelinier is hosting us now. 60 viewers. So,
thank you.
Welcome to everybody on that channel, and thank you for the host. The class for bloody casuals, sleep is for casuals.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to be casual when you get married every once in a while. So,
you got to adhere to the norm.
Yeah. I think I'll open up with kind of saying, I think the patch is good so far. What do you think?
I think it's. I get the distinct impression that it's 1-0 to Landon Montgomery at the moment.
I think they've done a hell of a job.
And his team. It wasn't just him coding and sorting everything out. His team did do the work. The majority of it.
Yeah, and while I think everything. Yeah, and I think everything that we wanted, maybe from an Imperium perspective, isn't in the patch. I think it's pretty good. I did notice a couple issues, but they are far from huge game breaker issues so far. We'll see how the next few days goes. Hey, we got a new follower, Radnor85. Thank you, Radnor85, for the follow. We appreciate it. And that's a good segue to before I let you respond to that, McLeod. To remind everybody, hey, if you enjoy the things that we do here in the Imperium, and I am not the only streamer, we have plenty of streamers here. Please shoot the channel a follow. Obviously, we always accept donations, which there's a donation link down below as well, but never required. And you can always subscribe. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you have to remember to resubscribe to your channels every month. But Amazon Prime includes a free subscription to a channel on Twitch if you link them. And I'll put that Prime link up there. So if you've got Amazon Prime, it costs you nothing to sponsor a channel. Hey, Space, did you do video or are you just doing voice today?
I think he may be just doing video.
IMP!
There he is.
Well, he's. I know he's doing. Let's see.
Bitches, we back. We're back with tears and salt. Just spray my body with salt. Salt everywhere.
It's gonna be good.
Hey, Space, did you start a video feed, or are you just doing sound?
I am doing sound from a hands-free set in my car. I'm totally not driving without my seatbelt, and totally not driving with my phone in my hand.
I hope you drive in real life better than you drive in H1. Oh, was that a little low blow?
I drive a little bit better because out here there's real consequences.
Yeah.
We love Space
I
Mexican.
don't appreciate people flipping over cars much in the real world.
You know that. Oh, well, sorry about that. Forgot to turn my phone off. Actually, so sorry about that.
Yep.
And actually, that was my brother-in-law calling. So he probably has my my other car done. Does a little work on it. So, what about the Mexitani? Hippojax wants to know, what about the Mexitani? Space. I don't know what he's talking about.
What does that mean?
Oh no, it's Hippojax, man. He's a big deal.
I'm not entirely certain.
I am the Matani. I am the Matani. All right, the real Matani's a fake Matani. I am the Matani. Steps in with me. Steps in for me sometimes.
Uh-oh.
It's the most unlikeliest coup in 2016.
I won Eve, okay, bro. I won it.
So
I won H1Z1 too.
there you go. There you go. Caleb just posted a picture of two bears fighting and one bear punching the other in a dick. He says someone needs a dick punch. I'm not sure if Caleb means me or Space needs one. I don't know what's talking about, or what. We'll figure that out. I'm sure he'll let us know in the chat. But it's funny because last night we were watching a movie, my wife and I. What was that? What stays what stays in Vegas or whatever it is, where
Hangover.
Stays in Vegas.
Where at the very end, the lawyer and the hater chick, punch her ex-fiance right in the balls when he answers the door, does the whole dick punch. She's like sitting there waiting to go boom. It's funny.
Nice.
Just funny, the whole dick punch thing. The low blow.
Literally low blow.
So hey, let's talk about the fun that we had last night. So we don't send out a ping. We don't really publicize anything. They all of a sudden say we're going to patch the server. We expected the patch. They sent out a thing.
To be fair on them, they did send out a thing saying that they were looking to patch somewhere either like this week, like Thursday, Friday, or barring any issues, Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But, when you get to sort of Friday evening kind of thing, you get the impression that it's probably going to be Monday.
Yeah,
so they're kind of going, okay, we've got a few days to sort of work on this.
Isn't this the first time they've done it? I don't remember them doing a lot of them on Friday afternoon.
No, never.
They very rarely, and the reason why specifically is because I think they've only ever done two, and I think the first one went okay-ish, but the second one was so bad because they let a few really terrible bugs through, and those bugs because they didn't come into because they work business hours rather than
right.
overtime when they need to, that second patch that they did on a Friday, they just basically left the entire kind of community to deal with the bugs for the whole weekend, and that they had so much negativity from that.
Here's what I don't understand.
I think they never wanted to do it again after that.
The rest of the IT industry gets off hours patching and monitoring after it goes live. I mean, I got 2 weekends of it, right?
Yeah,
coming up in a row, but not the gaming IT guys. Come on, you need to be
except for CCP.
CCP is there.
CCP is there. I do. I do commend CCP on that. They do put the time in when they need to.
Yeah, they've got, and they may be a reduced staff, but they're watching what's going on. That's right, and that's why I didn't understand this. But this was a pretty good patch. But like I said, last week we were having conversations, and I think you and I, McLeod, were talking to Marconius, and we were talking about, hey, we expected probably mid-month earlier in the month, and then all of a sudden we get to this week, and they say, hey, late this week or early next week, right? And then all of a sudden it's, hey, it's happening Friday, which I love when they do it on Friday, because that gives us all weekend to play with it, right? And have a good time.
It does. So long as it's a fairly clean patch, which it has been. So that's good.
Yeah, and I agree with McLeod. It's a business decision, right? The shit goes south because they put it on the test server, and then they see some bugs in the test server. They've implemented fixes, but they haven't implemented, essentially to verify that everything's working. So they issue the patch on the regular server, and it just goes haywire. At least if it's on a Tuesday, it's 24 hours before they're fixing shit.
Yeah.
But I agree that in a business setting, you always got to put what's best for the customer first, because that's what keeps your customers and keeps the money flowing. So if you don't do
exactly,
it's like the business we're in. We're in the business of Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Well, but we service people that can only utilize the business most of the time after 5 o'clock when they're off of work. So, we made the decision as a business to leave our doors open till 6 because it helped a lot of customers. Was it an inconvenience for us? Did we have to schedule shit differently? Yeah. Did we have to hire more people? Yeah. But we did it because it was best for the customer. So I agree that for most people, they're gonna enjoy a video game probably more on a weekend and Friday night versus like a Tuesday night when they either got to i.e. go to school the next day or i.e. go to work the next day. So I think it's a really big deal that they keep it this way. And they just I think it seems like, since like Cloud says, the patch seems to be going good, which means they've addressed some of their quality control issues and not having any issues go south, or at least big enough issues where it's bothering people,
And I really feel like part of that quality control issue that they've been able to address has been actually putting together a fully functional and usable and workable official Discord server that people can congregate in. I mean, there's areas where you can literally just post like bugs and issues, right? And it goes straight to the devs. There's no kind of throwing this on a some kind of form and then that gets thrown onto like some kind of spreadsheet that's only ever looked at like once every like 48 hours or even worse. It's literally right there. Notifications are sent out to devs straight away when that happens. So that it's that level of turnaround, that level of instant feedback that I think that has been really, really critical.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Have you guys noticed any issues with the patch so far?
I noticed. I started my venture out in military last night, and I went down to Deeds, and then I ended up over in I8 on one of which was a medium pop server when I joined, and maybe within an hour it turned into a high pop. I did notice that when I went to I8, I was getting a lot more lag. A lot more server just patchiness that was going on. I didn't get disconnected, but I was definitely hearing some of the other people get disconnected, and I don't know if that had to do with their individual internets or their individual computers. I got what do I got? 300 download, 20 upload, and I got a $3,000 computer. So I don't know if it was a hardware issue on their end, but even with my computer and internet, I was definitely experiencing some lagginess in the higher pop area, and it seemed to go away, I believe, as of today, but it's medium pop, so I don't know if that was just the mass rush of getting in the server that kind of was jamming it up.
It could have been like, I mean, I experienced a bit of lag, and I think a fair few other people experienced some other sort of lag related issues. Where that came from, no idea. Like literally no idea. But I mean, I talked to a few people who were on different servers, and they said that they hadn't experienced like any lag so far, like even hype-pop kind of servers. So, you know, the jury's out onto as to what it was or what it is. But like, since that, like, I don't know, I think it was like in the span of maybe a couple of hours, maybe space. Would you say?
Yeah, I agree.
It was so it was like a couple of hours, and then after that, like we didn't really have any issues. Like, so if there was an issue, they resolved it. Whether it was just a particular server that was hosting a whole bunch, like a particular physical server that was hosting a bunch of servers that were affected.
Yeah.
You never know. But
Yeah, I mean,
everything seems to be plain sailing now.
And additionally, I mean, it's been, I mean, what, 6 months, 8 months? I don't know what the timeline is. It's been where the servers have experienced this many high pop servers. I mean, it's been a lot, a lot of wipes since they've had this kind of stress on the server. I think for what it was, I think it held up to the to what it was experiencing, what the servers were experiencing. The servers held up to that. So overall, I thought the patch was smooth. I didn't see a lot of issues. There's some minor detail stuff, but there's always going to be minor detail stuff. I mean, overall, I give it an A minus B plus. That's what I'd give it.
Yeah, I mean, I had 3 glitches that I kind of saw. One, clearly I was in one location, I stopped, and then I jettisoned forward to where I was running to. That happened a couple times. Minor, very minor, that is. Right? One I couldn't recreate. I jumped in a foundation 2 or 3 times consecutively, and all of a sudden I ended up glitching sideways out of the base.
Yeah.
Doors can still push you out of
weird.
the base, so I got glitched out of the base with a door opening. And the other one that I got hit with was I was on an ATV, and all of a sudden I wasn't sitting on the ATV anymore. I was standing on top of the ATV, and I couldn't move.
Oh, the other kind of funny thing was,
but
I'm not entirely
those are minor things. I mean, they're important, but they're minor.
See, I'm not entirely certain whether this was an issue with Zaka himself, or whether it was something to do with Zaka's connection, or or just a server-related hiccup kind of thing. But Zaka was just like all gung ho and getting ready to sort of, go out in a police car with a bunch of other people to just, kind of cause some havoc around the map. They didn't get 30 feet away from the base, and Zaka disconnected, and all the guys just like suddenly, like instinctively went, "Oh my god, he's disconnected!" Jump out the car. So they all jumped out of the car, and then not even a second later, the car just blew up.
Oh wow! Wow.
What? It brings up a kind of a topic I was thinking about last night. And actually McLeod talked about it today, which was reporting issues. I would like to see them create an in-game report, pathway to Daybreak, where, i.e., something happens, you can hit escape and click, send in report, and you can just type in what happened, because, like, I think there's a lot of these things that happen every day, but I mean, I know for at least myself, unless it's a really big problem, I don't go onto Reddit or go to their website and send whatever things that is their process of sending. I know before it was like, hey, post it on Reddit, put it on Reddit. But it didn't really make me feel like maybe they saw it, maybe they didn't, maybe it was. I mean, for me, little things like that, and Eric's right, there were little kind of glitchy stuff that didn't piss me off or irritate me, but it was a flaw in the game. And I think it would be awesome if you could simply just report things from the menu of in game. That way you don't gotta go through all these other avenues. And I think they would see an increase in a lot of little bugs that exist that maybe a lot of people don't report because it's not a big issue. You know, they didn't blow up and die. And you know, I can see like the cars ones, like, hey, my car blew up, and the guy does it because he's carrying a bunch of loot and he lost his loot and he's still pissed off. But the little ones, I don't see a lot of people going out of their way to let them know that. You know, so it would be nice if they could create a faster avenue to get information. Which, if I'm a game developer and I have a game that's alpha and I want to make it better, I mean, I would want my customers the easiest way for them to fix it.
Gotcha.
This is true, actually, to be honest. Like, I mean, I kind of guess you're drawing a little bit of parallels between sort of between EVE Online, right? Because they have their sort of inbuilt kind of in-game like bug reporting tool, which is, you know, pretty clean, pretty precise. But yeah, I mean, having a decent in-game reporting tool. I know Daybreak do have an inbuilt error crash reporting tool, and that's automatic. So if your game crashes, the error tool spools up and automatically sends Daybreak Games logs on the crash. Although, funnily, like about probably like 6 months to a year ago or something like that, they were having issues. I'm fairly certain they were having issues with their error tool hanging in certain situations, because I had issues where my game may crash out, and then I'd try and start H1Z1, and it would say you know this H1, you know, you cannot start a second instance of this as it's already running. And I'm there going, well, it's not running, it crashed out. And so I'd have to look, you know, down my you know, task manager list and this, that, and the other. And I ended up finding some Daybreak game error reporting tool, and it's just saying not responding.
Interesting.
So it's just like, you know, having to just basically end task that and then start the game up again. But yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, I want to talk about how we are messing up a server and people are getting salty. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about some salt. Morton, my favorite salt in the world.
Is that iodized Morton salt or sea salt, iodized, or what kind is it?
It's just iodized salt, you know, take over the counter. Nothing too fancy. Just keep it au regular. You know, I buy it at Costco for all my enemies.
Oh yeah, the bulk. Yeah, I love when I buy salt in bulk.
That shit in bulk. I buy it in bulk. I use it to harvest tears.
This is true.
And you guys got to talk about your couple experiences you had last night, because I think those were awesome.
Well, I wasn't like on the raid that we did do. I wasn't there as such at the time. I was kind of like, I had to have a bit of a break at some point, and like it ended up actually being at that point. But you know, I heard it went really, really well. We got a whole bunch of stuff out of it. But like a little later on, Eric and I basically killed and stole two people's cars, like 2 cars full of loot.
Let's be clear. You
shit.
killed them.
Steal shit.
You killed them. I was running over to help you. You're like, hey, I need some help. Where are you at? And I'm running over to you. And then I'm halfway there, and you go, like, I killed him. And I'm like, oh look, there's a Jeep here. Oh look, it's filled with stuff, and the keys in it.
Yeah. And then I go and then I go to the Jeep where I killed the other 2 guys in, and it's full of loot as well, and full of their stuff that they dropped in the actual car as well. So we end up going back like literally with a couple of rounds of 308 and some 45 rounds. We come away with like 2 pretty pristine cars and a shit ton of loot.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to build.
Nice.
I think out of the loot I got out of that car, I think I was able to build 4 large shelters.
It's not bad. Just out of that.
Yeah. And then there was a bunch of other stuff in there as well, right? And but yeah, that, I mean, I probably built 4 large shelters out of that. It was amazing. They were getting ready to do some fun stuff. They were mad for sure.
Yeah, they were building the base, and McLeod was I was outside cutting trees, and all of a sudden this like cop car just comes like driving in, and like McLeod was in there, and he
Nice sound effects. Go ahead, Spacious there. He flipped over, didn't he? He's trying to flip it back over now.
Oh yeah.
I'll come back with a story. My connection's lagging. Hold on.
So anyhow, I'll tell a story this morning, right? So Ox is being Ox, right? He's out there. He goes to loot and he has like a machete or a hatchet, right? That's all he's got. And all of a sudden I hear bang, 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 shotgun shots, right? I swear to God, I heard 10 or 12 shotgun shots on the way over to him across the street. And he goes, this guy's just missing me. He's terrible. So I run up to the street, and you know how there's about a 6-foot drop, or probably about an 8 or 9 foot drop, right? Down to the street right there. And I said, run to me, right? He runs to me. That guy crests right over the hill, one shot right in the head. Took all his loot. He had a ton of stuff too. Everybody is running around with a lot of loot because there's backpacks everywhere, right?
Yeah, people just feel like they, because they've got a backpack, they can just carry everything in the world and it'll be fine.
Yeah. It was another TR guy, by the way. So TR's out there somewhere.
Another TR?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we got to find out that clan tag and who those guys are.
Yeah. It's probably some kind of Japanese group called, like, from Tokyo or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he wasn't.
Or Taiwanese.
There it is.
They game with they play every single game under the sun, so it's probably some Taiwanese group.
Well, he was dead, headshot, as he crested the hill. Problem is, he had one shotgun shell left when he was done. I mean, literally, it was like 12 or 15 shotgun shells. I mean, even I'm not that bad.
That's true. I mean, it kind of sounds like one of the like I was coming back from the church, and like I think it was Fuzzy who said like, "Oh, there's someone behind me."
Okay. Instead
of like turning around, kind of thing like that, I sort of glance around. Like alt sort of looking around. See the guy, and he's pretty damn close with a shotgun out, right? And I'm thinking like, why is he not shooting? Like maybe he's only got like one round left.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I literally sort of make a slight turn and duck behind a tree, come back out with my 45, and
played him up,
taking him down. He fires like 4 or 5 shots.
Oh jeez!
Like, I'm right in front of him, misses me entirely, and I have no idea why. Like either they have terrible ping, or like I don't know.
They just suck, bro.
Well, they just suck. Something. That's something.
So this cop car rolls up on us, and they must have saw McLeod first because they dumped out. One guy 2-shotted, the other guy kills McLeod, and then I kill him, and then they start talking shit to me. They're like, "Why you mad, bro?" I'm like, "You fucking died, you fucking idiot! The fucking loot, dumbass."
Why you mad, bro?
Oh yeah.
They're like, "Why are you so mad?" I'm like, "I'm not. You're dead, you moron."
I'm happy. Everybody say, "I'm happy." You're dead.
Yeah, because I remember that because they rolled up right past me, and all I had was like 2 rounds in a 308, and I wasn't able to like flick around in time, and there was just a guy right there with a shotgun in my face straight away.
Yeah.
You can't do anything in that situation unless you actually have a shotgun yourself. So.
Right.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, even those guys it was me, Ox, and another guy, and it was right there at Bubba's where the Teen Road is, and there was.
Oh.
Looks like we lost space a little bit. He's lagging a little bit. We got N Perry Zero now following us. Thank you, N Perry Zero, for the follow. We really appreciate it. Well, let's put it this way. This is what amazed me, McLeod, is the number of people in the channel after the wipe last night, all there, ready to do Imperium stuff, all excited. It was like, hey, we've all been waiting for a long time for a decent patch. Now let's all get in there, including people who haven't played it for a year and a half.
Yeah. Like, Cassandra Nan, like, just suddenly turned up, started playing. It was, like, amazing. I mean, I even got a message from Dirk. Actually, I even got a message from Dirk McGurk saying like he's kind of been playing it sort of on and off-ish kind of thing, but he'd be interested in sort of coming down and like trying it out like sort of more group kind of style orientated stuff rather than just being solo.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
I like Dirk. He's cool.
I like him a lot. He's a cool dude. Yeah, that'll be great. That's just more people. I mean, it's, we were just talking about how terrible it's been the last couple of months because it's been such a terrible software release, right? And if they pulled this off and made it a good software release, they really have a chance. And seeing that many people from our group, we didn't send out a ping. We didn't say, hey, everybody come back. They were just there. That really tells you people are waiting for this game to be good.
The funny thing is, like, so many of those people came back still to kind of play and do that kind of thing. Even after I sent a message out on Reddit and on the Just Survive, like the official Just Survive Discord server, basically saying that like Tranquility is not going to be like moderated this server wipe due to certain bugs not being like top priority, and I can kind of understand that. Like you crush the bugs that affect the most people.
But I would think that particular bug has to impact them as well because when people report hackers, they've got to be using that same utility to go on these servers to assess that.
Yeah, I mean. I imagine so, but then again, like I don't know, like we're kind of speculating a bit. I mean, we get to see like what the mods use or what the devs use, like when they do their kind of their community breakout kind of stuff. When they go to a specific server or do a specific event, and they kind of show, they do their kind of dev stuff in whatever mode, whether it's actually spectate mode or whether it's some other kind of mode. But
I mean, we've got access to CCP's Thunderdome server, right, for our tournament that's coming up next weekend, I think, right? So we're able to log into that Thunderdome server and see all kinds of utilities that they use to do tournaments, and one of them is essentially being invisible on the field, right? So it just seems to me that is just a very basic thing. I don't know. I'm surprised it wasn't patched. But we'll wait for it to be patched, and when it's patched again and we can accurately moderate TQ, then we'll make that announcement and resume.
Yeah. Very much so.
So, yeah. So, Space, you get your signal back? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You got anything else new in the new release here, or anything that you saw last night?
I mean, right now we're everybody get in. I mean, it's Saturday. I'm heading home. I had to work, unfortunately, this morning, but luckily my wife and kids are out for like 6 hours, so I'm gonna be a lazy ass and play H1Z1.
Nice.
And like I helped out I8 for a while last night, just get set up, and I was just really just trying to play like a defensive role / just helping with whatever needed to get done. They got that all set up. And I branched out to Deeds, where there's just a small group, but I'm trying to get it set up. And, everybody else is just now stationed and, get online, get in. Doesn't mean you got to, be with one group or not, anything like that. Talk with McLeod, talk with Ox, everybody's open to just getting in and playing their sorts of games. I actually got my alt account set up last night, which I hadn't used in a year. Which I typically use just for spying and, just utilizing in that kind of way where it's separate from my other account and it's not linked to anybody. So, the feeling's coming back. It felt really good to see everybody in the chat room. It felt really good to see everybody engaged. It felt really good for all that again. And I agree with Eric. There's a lot of loyal H1Z1 players in the community that are just waiting for a game to be to the point where their time spent in a game is worth it. So it seems like people are starting to get there and just don't want to lose the momentum.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Hopefully, we don't find some crazy hack. I do like the new bases, the way they look, the new
Yeah,
foundations.
love the skirts. Those are awesome.
I mean,
Yeah, it just takes away a planner area, right?
Should we get a little bit more in depth on like some of the
Sure.
sort of small changes that they've actually done?
Yeah, we got about 20 minutes.
Because that's a fairly significant one, like on the grand kind of scheme of things. Because it's always been a case of the foundations that you build your bases on have always been like you either choose one or the other, or kind of try and live with a hybrid of the both. Even though they're not kind of technically designed to kind of work together, although we make we as a community and designers and this that, and the other make it work in some way, shape, or form. But essentially, you would have a ground tamper that essentially you can place on like flat or very close to being flat terrain that allows basically you to build from the ground up, and basically deny people access to that particular area of land or area of ground. Like you can't get underneath it. And then there was decks where they were actually raised up off the floor, but people could actually go underneath it. So there was a bit of a trade-off in terms of security. But now they've kind of, because of all the issues with surrounding decks and surrounding, glitches and exploits around getting underneath the deck and jumping through it, they've decided to make basically essentially make a wall going down into the ground. It essentially makes a deck foundation the same as a ground tamp, but it's a lot more flexible because you can put it on a much more uneven land, and you can the possibilities of extending the deck and by extension actually also adding more kind of protection, more walls and more kind of things to blow through in order to actually get into the center. I genuinely think it's the way to go, unless you absolutely have to use ground tamps.
No, I think I agree with you. The only thing is, it'll be funny to see if cars still fall through, right? Which I'm hoping that they fix, right? But can it used to be, if your car fell through, you could get it out, right? Now you're not getting it out, right?
Yeah, and that's what I heard when I saw the skirt thing. I thought about all those issues that our people had, or exploits people were doing underneath the base. So I thought that was a good unique solution to that, and we'll see long term it plays out.
Yeah, you really can't go under a base and figure out where their main room is anymore, right? You're not going to see any of that glitching through the bottom, the workbenches and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, you won't see the legs of workbenches and stuff like that anymore. But the other kind of funny thing was, before they implemented a couple of fixes for this, there were issues of people, getting basically knocked through the underside of a deck by gates, like swinging back and forth, and then getting stuck in there. To the point where people had also figured out how to get back out of there without, slash respawning, for example, without killing themselves. And it presented an issue of people basically putting all their loot down in this area where you could not get to it unless you completely wiped the deck out and then waited for the deck to despawn.
Okay.
Which was I mean, on the grand scheme of things, that is horrendously overpowered. But they did it. They implemented a fix where basically, if you end up glitching down into there, you get pushed out. Like a game mechanic actually pushes you out of that area.
I wonder if that's what happened to me.
I imagine that maybe that's what happened to you, and I'm kind of wondering whether if cars sink through, whether
probably. I would think. I bet you I was jumping up and down. I glitched too far through. It kicked me out.
Yeah, possibly. I would be interested I'd like to kind of know what the hell's going to happen if it happens to cars. It gets kicked out if it sinks through. What would happen if you've got like a whole collection of these like right against each other? If it gets kicked out, but gets pushed because of the kick out, gets pushed into another one, which gets kicked out. You end up with this freaking pinball machine with a car, which just ends up blowing up somewhere.
You shouldn't have that many cars. It's your own fault.
It'd be hilarious. I'd love to know what happens there. But like, yeah.
So it looks like we got a bunch of new viewers. For those who don't know, this is the Undead Zone.
Hey.
And we're here with Space Mexican, who actually was the creator of the show. Probably, 2 years ago at this point? Space? Year and a half?
Yeah, just about.
Way
about
back.
2 years, I think.
Yeah, and we're talking about
way back in the day.
The latest wipe and the new patches and things that the Imperium does as a group on within H1Z1.
Yeah.
So
and it's been fun.
Oh, I tell you what, I had a blast last night. I didn't want to go, but I had to. But yeah, I mean, it was just exciting to be with all our old friends again, right? And that's really, really why I game, why I do anything, right? I golf because I hang out with my golfing buddies, right? I play games because I hang out with my gaming buddies. That's what I like about gaming, people and the people I hang out with. So it was just good to be back with everybody, you know. And Space is so excited. It's just, let's see, it's catchy, right? When people get excited about that stuff, right?
It's very catchy.
So it was exciting. I mean, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of people. You guys really, because I wasn't there all night, really achieved a lot in a short period of time. You know, you guys wanted those pungies. Okay, I don't want to hear about it. Okay. What'd you do? Blow them up? Did you blow the pungies up last night, or just let them fade?
Oh right, yeah, we had to blow them up. Like we couldn't just let them fade because they were taking so long. So like we literally, Ox had to go out there with a bunch of. I think it was ethanol. It was biofuel at the time.
Okay.
We didn't really have much ethanol. Literally blowing up ethanol to try and get rid of it.
That's good. Well, it's going to be exciting here after the show to keep playing a little bit. What's the population on Trank looking like now, Troll? So, Troll, one of the things that we said earlier in the show is we're not going to moderate it because there are some of the moderation tools that are still bugged, and we can't adequately moderate TQ. So we're going to wait for them to patch those before we actually go to Trank. I haven't been on it. Have you been on it, McLeod?
No, I haven't. I initially went on it just to basically, create my character, but that's
okay. Yeah, I haven't done that at all. Caleb, 46,000 players. Is that H1 or are you quoting Eve right now?
Is that Eve or is that?
That sounds more like Eve.
Yeah, it does sound very much like Eve, actually.
Yeah, that is Eve. Eve's got that many.
You see, that's the thing. Troll said, like, what's the population on Tranquility? And it's like, which Tranquility are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right. That's what Caleb was probably talking about, right? Yeah, Caleb, you're talking about Eve. Caleb. So, Caleb, we have, TQ. So, the Imperium's whitelist server in H1Z1 is also called Tranquility because of the whole thing that we did a long time ago and who was involved.
Yeah.
Who named the H1Z1 TQ? You know what? I'm sure.
I think it was Alex himself. Actually.
Yeah, might have been.
I think it was very much a case of, well, we come from Eve, so we will be playing on Tranquility.
Yeah. So. Well, we used the TQ server initially to map out the spawns, right? And see, because all the spawns were going to be in certain places, right? And some of the other things, and to learn how to play the game and learn how to do building and, do design in a place where we weren't going to get killed. It wasn't until when Spanx kind of got involved that he said, hey, let's make this a moderated server because there are so many bugs and so many problems with the game. We could give people a better haven to live in, right?
Yeah, it was a case of, we were all pretty pissed off at like all of the abusers and glitches and hackers in the game, and we were just like, well, why don't we just go back on Tranquility and like chill out there? And at some point, I think Spanx was just like, well, why does it just have to be us? Like, what can't we just bring whoever we want to have there, or whoever wants to sort of play in a less kind of a less hackery, less kind of glitchy kind of environment.
Yeah.
And then we'll moderate it from there. Just moderate the the people who are abusing out of the actual server.
Right.
Because it was like, well, if we want this, surely, if we want a place that sort of has a lot less hackers, then surely other people would as well. So
Yep.
it just ended up being like that.
So one of the things, what was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say. I don't know, McLeod. Oh, it looks like we lost space. Space zonked out. So
He's probably flipped his car and he's got out and he's trying to unflip it now.
Well, we've got a couple minutes left, so I'll remind everybody: if you've got Amazon Prime and you've hooked it into your Twitch Prime, and you are sponsoring the INN now, the Imperium News Network here at thematani.com, if you're sponsoring that or subscribing via your Amazon Prime, it doesn't auto-renew on a monthly basis, so you actually manually have to go in and auto-renew it. If you're not using Amazon Prime, use the link below that I just posted in the chat, and you can actually subscribe to the channel free of charge, essentially. They will let you sponsor one channel per month. Again, it doesn't auto-renew, which drives me crazy, personally, because I want auto-renew.
It drives me fairly crazy, but I can understand why Amazon has kind of done it, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is if you have already kind of linked your Amazon and Prime, if it says subscribe kind of up there, then chances are it's rolled over and it's unsubscribed you if you were subscribed previously. So just just go up there and hit the button.
Yep.
And that would be really awesome.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It doesn't cost you anything through Prime. The other thing is, if you are enjoying the show and you'd like to follow the channel, please click the follow if you're not. The Undead Zone is not the only show. Actually, coming up next is the Meta Show, which is all about EVE Online. So if you're ever curious about that, make sure that you hang on for that because it's one of my favorite shows on the channel. We also have a lot of streamers that stream throughout, and the schedule is right below us, so you can check that out. So any parting shots there, McLeod, you got? We got about 4 minutes here.
I don't know, but I mean, if I was to say anything, I'd just say if you ever enjoyed any part of H1Z1 Just Survive, then check it out again, because a lot of the issues that were kind of unresolved and that and kind of irritating, I guess, have been pretty much ironed out. So come try it out again.
Yeah. Shout out to Deadshot for following us. We appreciate the follow. Thank you, sir. So yeah, AT Charlick. The reason that they do it is because they don't want to constantly have a forever flow of funny money transfers, probably between the two organizations, right? And they want you to be interactive with it, right? So I get it, but I perpetually wish to sponsor this show, so I want to subscribe perpetually or subscribe unto date option with my use, right? That they need to do that. Even if they did a subscribe until, right, that it would auto renew for a number of dates, or they only did it for 12 months. I get it.
I wouldn't mind even if it was just a quarterly subscription, right?
Yeah.
Just 4 months, and then you have to, re-click that subscribe.
Right, and I think it's great.
I'd be fine with that.
So hey, we have coming up next. We have the Meta Show with Boat, and I think Matani's on it this week. I did not catch it last week, but I certainly will catch it this week. So it should be interesting, considering we missed the fireside chat. Right, we need updated and everything that's going on.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting meta boat show. Used to be called the Meta Boat Show because it, for whatever reasons, but apparently it's going to be touching on the subject of the Veil War with people like Villy from Test Alliance.
Oh, Villy's on the show today.
Yeah, they're going to have Villy on. They're from Test. They're going to have Killer B on for the second show in the row, because I think he was on last week, which is pretty cool. Poison Kevin of Northern Coalition is going to be there, and William Crane of Pandemic Horde is going to be there. So there's going to be a fairly mixed bag. I think Villy sort of, might be feeling a little bit sort of surrounded as such. But I'm sure he knows how to fight. So like I'm sure he'll be fighting his corner fairly well for that.
There we go. We got the announcement of what's going on. Veil War, Tribute, Philly, the whole deal. Dirk is out there, so that's cool. Dirk, we were talking about you earlier. We need you in H1, buddy. We need to have come have some fun killing puppies with us. It'll be great.
It's amazing.
Bennett, Dirk, Arnold, McKirk. Trader, we'll get him back. We'll get him back in H1. All right, guys, and with that, I think we're going to leave you. You got one parting shot, McLeod? Anything?
Go out and have some fun. It's the weekend.
That's right. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye.